All right, if you missed the Zoom lesson on Thursday, we talked about the constant of proportionality, and that's just finding a unit rate. Those two things mean the same thing from a table. So you're looking at the table and you're finding the constant of proportionality. The constant of proportionality is the unit rate. So in this particular one, after a shipwreck, Sanjay is stranded on a desert island. He needs to build a shelter, so he makes an axe using materials from the wreckage and starts cutting down trees. There's a proportional relationship between the number of days Sanjay is stranded on the island, which is X, and the total number of trees he cuts down, which is Y. I need you to title the next blank page in your notes, constant of proportionality or unit rate from a table. And then I need you to copy this table down. You don't need to copy all the stuff about Sanjay. And then after you get the table copied into your notes, when we're finding the unit rate or the constant of proportionality of trees per day, that means I'm going to take the trees and I'm going to put that over the days. So I've got 12 over 6, which is just 12 divided by 6 to give us 2 trees per day. And since there is a proportional relationship, anywhere I go in that table and I put the number of trees over the number of days, and then I divide that out to get the unit rate, it's going to give me 2 trees per day. 18 over 9 is 18 divided by 9, and that's 2 trees per day. And then 20 divided by 10 is also going to give me 2 trees per day. So our constant of proportionality in this particular chart is 2 trees per day. And anywhere you go in that table, you're going to get that same unit rate of 2 trees per day. Then we also looked at another table, and if you will just copy this table down where we've got school days and miles, and you do not need to copy all of the words, but as a school bus driver, Linda takes pride in safely taking the neighborhood children to school every day. At the beginning of this school year, Linda was excited when she was given a much newer bus to drive her route. This table shows the relationship between the number of school days Linda has been driving her new bus, which is X, that's the number of days, and the total number of miles that the bus has been driven, and that's Y. According to the tables, values in the table, do X and Y have a proportional relationship? So we look at this one where we've got 32 miles in one day. And then if we find the unit rate 44 miles in 2 days, we would do 44 divided by 2, and that's going to give us 22 miles in a day. Sorry, this should be miles. And then if we do 68 miles in 4 days, so we divide that out to get the unit rate, that's 17 miles per day. And then 80 divided by 5 is going to be 16 miles per day. And if you look, since the unit rate is not the same throughout that chart, it does not have a proportional relationship. So that would be a no. And once you do one spot in the table that does not have the same unit rate as the first one, that's going to be a no. So as soon as we got the 22 miles in a day here and we had 32 miles in a day here, there is not a proportional relationship. You can also set up, there were some people that talked about setting up 32 miles in one day and 44 miles in 2 days. And then they cross multiplied and got 64 and 44. So they knew that that did not have a proportional relationship. Other people said if I can go 32 miles in one day, then in 2 days I would have to go 64 because 2 times 32 would be 64. And since it is 44 miles, there's not a proportional relationship in this chart. So then we look at this one, and we've got, during class today, Isabel's teacher gives everyone time to write their short stories. Isabel is proud of her story and wants to email it to her grandparents. So after school, she goes to the computer lab to type it. This table shows the relationship between the amount of time in minutes that Isabel types in the computer lab, and that's the X, and then how many words she typed. So according to the values in the table, do X and Y have a proportional relationship? And if we do 40 divided by 2 to get the words per minute, that's 20 words per minute. 60 divided by 3 would give us 20 words per minute. 80 divided by 4 would give us 20 words per minute. And 100 divided by 5 also gives us 20 words per minute. And if we've got the same unit rate, then we know that yes, they do have a proportional relationship. If the constant of proportionality is the same, or the unit rate is the same, then we do have a proportional relationship.